Do you own the 2018 iPad Pro? And are you waiting to upgrade for the 2024 iPad Pro with the M3 chip? Because 6 years old, your iPad Pro is starting to feel a bit slow, and maybe you break it, maybe it doesn't feel as new. And now you're thinking, I wish Apple launched a new iPad Pro with new hardware and new features. Well, we have come to the right video, because in today's video, I want to talk about all things iPad Pro, and obviously the M3 iPad Pro that is rumored to come out next year. Hey, what's up guys, it's TechZoomer talking to you here, and in today's video we're going to talk about the M3 iPad Pro rumors and leaks. Yes, as you know, rumors and leaks for the iPad Pro have been building for the past few months, and we have reasons to believe that this iPad Pro will come out next March, so on Apple's spring event. Yes, I'm super excited. We have several news and leaks to talk about that will change the iPad's hardware forever. So if you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about the iPad Pro with the M3 chip. Shall we? So, as you know, the 2018 iPad Pro came out in 2018. And then we got the iPad Pro in 2020, the 2021, the 2022, but we did not get an iPad Pro in 2023. Apple missed the iPad Pro this year for the first time in a long time, since 2019. And the 2018 iPad Pro turns out it's actually 6 years old now. So, which things should you expect for the 2024 iPad Pro? Because since the 2018 iPad Pro, the design hasn't changed. We only got better cameras, more cameras, we only got a better display, we only got a Thunderbolt port instead of the USB-C, and we only got mini LED. But those, although they sound like big upgrades, they are not. They are very small and very incremental upgrades because the iPad Pro way of using hasn't changed. The silicon has gotten better, the hardware has gotten better, but not everything has changed to accompany the fact that the iPad Pro hardware is better now. The software is the main guilty part of the iPad Pro's failure. But in my opinion, I do believe there are some things that are truly exciting to come in the iPad Pro, especially with the M3 chip, because I do believe that more power might force Apple to do some things better. So let's talk about it. The first thing that I want to talk about is the new design of the M3 iPad Pro. Yes, according to leakers and rumors, we are getting a redesign to this iPad Pro. We still don't know if it's going to be a big redesign or a small redesign. But one thing I do know is that the 2018 iPad Pro, this iPad Pro right here, this design has been recycled over and over and over. And I do believe that this time Apple is going to redesign it. Mark Gurman and other leakers are agreeing on this matter. Before, like 1 year ago, they were saying that iPad Pro would get a glass back. So it will support wireless charging, but I don't believe that's true. And I do believe that's very unlikely because why would you put glass on the back of the iPad Pro? That would make the iPad Pro break more easily. And the iPad Pro is a device that you grab on, you use it fastly on your hand. It's a very portable device and you want to grab it without concerns of breaking. While your iPhone, it's more compact, and so the glass sheet doesn't need to be as large, and so it's more compact and a lot harder to break. But if the iPad Pro came out with glass on the back, that would be crazy. Then reports later, especially from Mark Gurman, have been saying that the iPad Pro will not have a glass back, but it will change the Apple logo design, making it bigger to support wireless charging. And here's something that I do believe, because I do believe that Apple introducing wireless charging on the iPad Pro would be a very, very neat thing. And you might be asking, why? Why wireless charging? Well, it makes sense if you do also believe on the next rumor, which is a new Magic Keyboard. According to rumors, we are getting Magic Keyboard. And Mark Gurman also talked about the new Magic Keyboard. According to him, we are getting a better built Magic Keyboard with more features. And one of them might be wirelessly charging your iPad Pro. Instead of using the USB-C port and the 3 or 4 dots on the back, currently those dots right here, these charge your iPad Pro. I don't know if you can see them, but these charge your iPad Pro on the Magic Keyboard. And they also connect the smart connector and the smart keyboard. This is called the smart connector, by the way. And this is a very interesting thing that Apple uses to transfer power from the iPad Pro to the keyboard. But if Apple launches a wireless version of it using MagSafe and magnets, maybe they can remove this one right here and put more on the sides for more accessories and different things. I don't know, I'm just speculating. And rumors are also speculating. But wireless charging on the back would also enable reverse wireless charging from your iPad. So you would be able to charge your iPhone wirelessly, your AirPods wirelessly, your Apple Watch wirelessly, whatever, just use the wireless charging coils on the back of the iPad Pro to reverse wireless charge other things, not just wireless charge your iPad. That doesn't make that much sense. But reverse wireless charging on an iPad Pro, that would be pretty cool. On another note, we also should expect very big changes to the screens of the iPad Pro. Currently, the 11-inch iPad Pro has the same LCD panel that my 2018 iPad Pro has. This has a 12.9-inch LCD panel. But since 2021, from the first M1 iPad Pro 12.9-inch, that we got the new mini LED display. Since then, these iPads have been in a lot of controversy because, according to lots of people, they get blooming issues on their displays. Their displays, when it's very dark and very light up scenes, so a very dark background, a black background with very light subjects, it creates this blooming effect on contouring the subject. And most people don't like it. They say it's terrible to look at. And that's one of the biggest issues with mini LED. It happens on the iPad Pro, it happens on my MacBook Pro if it's too dark and the screen is too bright. So it might happen. It's a mini LED fault. Although Apple can make mini LED displays really good and really powerful, they cannot combat this structural issue from the mini LED display because it's on the way it works. If you don't know, a mini LED display has several dimming zones and several backlights on this mini LED display, on this LCD display, while an LCD only has one backlight. But these zones, these lighting zones, they lit up different pixels, but they cannot turn off and turn on specific pixels, like an OLED display. An OLED display, you have a controller per pixel, and so you can turn off one pixel, turn on another pixel, and so the contrast ratio is much better, and the colors pop much more, they are much more natural, and you can get the true blacks when you turn off a pixel and you turn another one next to it, and you can create true blacks by turning off one pixel, and the pixel next to it can be turned on, so creating a very nice contrast, only limited by the amount of pixels you have. So those are the differences between mini LED and OLED. And the OLED technology is the technology that Apple is going to adopt to the iPad Pro. The only issue with OLED is that you cannot get as bright as mini LED or LCD displays. Normally, an OLED display can only get about to 500 nits on a very big, large display. On an iPhone that has a 7 to 6 inch display can go up to 2000 nits. But on an iPad Pro size like 12.9 inch or 13 inches, I currently do believe that the biggest OLED display is from Samsung, the Samsung S8 Tab Ultra or S9, and that tablet can go up to around 500 nits, I think. So that's the biggest issue currently with OLED displays that are more than 10 inches for an iPad Pro, is that they are not bright enough. But I do believe that Apple has broken through, and according to Mark Gurman, we are expecting an OLED display on the iPad Pro for the 11-inch and the 12.9 inch. And these displays will be able to go up to 1000 nits of sustained brightness, because according to rumors, Apple is going to stack up dual OLED displays. So, two 500 nit displays stacked up together will form up a 1000 nit sustained brightness OLED display. This technology, because OLED displays are much thinner, will enable Apple to create the same thickness display that they currently have on an LCD using two OLED displays. More brightness, more color accuracy, while using the same form factor. And so the iPad Pro can keep up its thin and very light form factor of 5.9 millimeters, which is just crazy. Other than that, I do believe that this display is going to stay the same 120 Hz, the same 12.9, or maybe 13 inches, because according to rumors, we might see an increase in size on these displays. Maybe Apple is just going to slim down the bezels a bit more, just by 1 inch or 0.1 inches, because according to rumors, we should expect an 11.1 inch iPad Pro and a 13 inch iPad Pro. So yeah, 11.1, 13. Bigger, but very small difference. The only difference probably would be the smaller bezels, which I don't think Apple can make it very much smaller, because you need to grab on your iPad Pro. You need to grab your iPad Pro like this, and if the bezels are too big, you will be touching the screen accidentally and create some issues. I do believe that the currently display design on the iPad Pro won't change much. Other leakers are saying we'll probably be getting dynamic island on the iPad Pro, but that's very unlikely. I think Apple wants to keep up the same uniform bezel all the way around. On the iPhone, it makes sense because you want to shrink the bezels as possible, but on the iPad Pro, that's not a problem. So expect OLED displays, expect some kind of a redesign, not more than that on the external big changes. Other than that, on the inside, we should expect some new chips. According to tradition, Apple is going to put the M3 chip on the iPad Pros. And oh boy, this is getting very, very exciting. Because if you don't know, the M3 chip, aside from the A17 Pro, was the first chip from Apple to use ray tracing and to support ray tracing. So expect huge gains on the CPU and GPU side. This is important because currently the iPad Pro can now use Final Cut Pro, can use Blackmagic editing apps, and so more power for the iPad Pro for those that need it is welcome. So having an M3 chip, which is also more efficient and more powerful, can keep up the same battery life of 10 hours on the iPad Pro while still giving you way more power and much better cooling. So in terms of performance, I do believe that the iPad Pro's performance with the M3 chip is assured and is going to be a big jump again for the performance of the iPad Pro. But here's the issue. I do believe that currently the iPad Pro is not limited by the hardware in terms of performance, just like the Mac is. No, it's limited by its software, so we need to see more things on the software side. This is my big request for the 2024 iPad Pro. Bring us some new feature, some new software feature that will unlock more things. Better monitor and external monitor support, more external monitor support. Bring us better multitasking features. Bring us more macOS features to the iPad Pro. Make the iPad Pro unique. Yes, I'm not saying to create macOS for the iPad, but what I'm saying is we need more macOS features on the iPad Pro. I think you agree with me. One thing that has changed from my 2018 iPad Pro to the most recent 2022 iPad Pro, and it happened in 2020, was the addition of those dual cameras here. Currently, the 2018 iPad Pro only has one camera, but the 2021, 2020, and 2022 versions, they have a dual camera system. And that's why I think that Apple is going to improve again the cameras. The 2018 iPad Pro introduced better cameras. At that time, it was a revolution, the first time that this camera, the front camera, could take portrait photography. Then, 2020, Apple released a dual camera system, a normal camera, an ultra-wide camera, and the LiDAR sensor. Then in 2021, they actually use the same lenses, and in 2022, they improved it a tiny bit. No one has noticed it. Now, using the same camera system for like the last 3 generations, I do believe Apple is going to improve it. Maybe give it the camera system of the iPhone 15, the iPhone 15 main sensor with a 48 megapixel, and then an ultra-wide sensor and the LiDAR. They are going to say that the iPad Pro can be your only tool, like you can record your films, you can edit your films, you can export it using Blackmagic or Final Cut Pro. It can be your powerhouse for everything, and it's totally portable, and it has a 5.9mm thickness. And that's really impressive for the device can shoot your videos, edit your videos, and export your videos all in one. That's the strength of the iPad. And I do believe Apple is going to improve the cameras sooner rather than later. Would you like to see a better camera system on the iPad Pro? Let me know in the comments down below. But next, with all of these changes, redesign, M3, OLED screens, which are much more expensive, Apple, according to rumors, is going to increase the prices of the iPad Pros, especially for the 11-inch. Currently, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro price has risen from the 2018 generation. Then, at the time, the 11-inch cost $799 and the 12.9-inch cost $999. Now, it's much more different. Now, the 11-inch costs you still $799 because it still features the same LCD display, but the 12.9-inch is almost at $1,200 currently, which is stupidly expensive. But according to leakers, we should expect much more expensive iPad Pros. The 11-inch iPad Pro would go up from $800 to $1,500. That's almost 40% jump. Then, the 12.9-inch iPad Pro will go up from $1,200 to $1,800. That's almost as expensive as an M3 MacBook Pro. Actually, is more expensive than the base model M3 MacBook Pro, being $200 cheaper than the 14-inch MacBook Pro with the M3 Pro chip. That would be crazy. I do believe if Apple launches those prices, they need to give us more RAM and the M3 Pro. Doesn't make any sense to launch an M3 iPad Pro like at $1,800. Who is going to buy that iPad Pro? Almost no one. I can tell myself, I use an iPad Pro, a 12.9-inch iPad Pro from 2018. This year I will upgrade. My iPad Pro is broken, has a broken screen, it's starting to show its age, and now I'm ready to upgrade 6 years later. But if Apple decides to launch an iPad Pro at $1,800, I'm not going to buy it, of course. That's almost $800 more expensive than I paid for my iPad Pro. That's crazy. And that's going to be the base model, like 256 gigabytes of storage. Yes, what about the new tier that is rumored of 4 terabytes? $2,500? $3,000? That's crazy. I don't think Apple can sell iPad Pros for $2,000, $3,000 without any type of accessory. Apple Pencil, Magic Keyboard, no, just the iPad Pro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, and I hope Apple doesn't do that because the iPad Pro will be truly dead if that happens. Talking about accessories, again, I've talked about the new redesigned Magic Keyboard, but according to rumors, we are getting a new redesigned Apple Pencil just because of the new orientation of the camera system on the iPad Pro. As you know, the iPad 10 changed the orientation system from vertical to horizontal, having the cameras now on the horizontal portion of the iPad Pro. This is important because currently the camera system on these iPad Pros, let me see if I can show you, they are right here. Right here. And Apple is rumored to have them right here. So instead of having right here, you will have it right here. What will happen is it will be much better for Zoom calling and recording videos using your front-facing camera because you will be looking straight to the center of the iPad Pro. Currently, if you do a Zoom call with your iPad Pro, it looks kind of weird, or a FaceTime call, it looks kind of funny and weird. That iPad look to the call. But if Apple wants to do this, they need to change the placement of the Apple Pencil, which currently charges on the vertical side that is rumored to have the camera system. If Apple wants to put a camera system right here, they need to take the placement of the charging for the Apple Pencil right here, maybe put it right here on the side, or maybe put it right here on the other side. I'm not sure. But if that happens, that's going to be a big change, fundamental change to the design of the iPad Pro. And with that, Apple is going to take this time and redesign the Apple Pencil with magnetic tips and some crazy leaks and rumors saying that Apple is going to put some technology on the Apple Pencil that will be able to recognize color from the real world, take it, and you will be able to draw with that color on the iPad Pro. That would be insane. But I don't know if that technology is just too far away. But again, a redesigned Apple Pencil would be more expensive, I do believe, because Apple just launched the $100 Apple Pencil to replace the scribbling and taking note Apple Pencil. So instead of buying this second generation Apple Pencil for $180, you can buy the USB-C Apple Pencil generation. So it doesn't have the pressure sensitivity, doesn't have all of those drawing features. It's just for taking notes, and it charges via USB-C, not wirelessly. Maybe that's the path that Apple wants to take, or maybe not. I'm not sure. One thing's for sure though, this iPad Pro is probably going to come out on this spring event of 2024, next Apple event, which is just crazy to say that we are 4 months away from this iPad Pro. Currently, my 2018 iPad Pro is still fine. It's broken, kind of shows its age, but again, it's an iPad Pro. What are you going to do with it? I just take notes, watch videos, and maybe sometimes edit photos. But if Apple launches a new iPad Pro, I definitely want to check it out. Let me know in the comments down below, are you going to check out the new iPad Pro with the M3 chip? Which one of these leaks do you think are credible? Which ones do you think are just pure craziness? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're there, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Tech Summer talking to you here. Bye-bye.